Fiona Van Rensburg here from the Portal of Alchemy. And today I'm daring myself to go live to see how I can best be of service to others. So I want to start off with explaining what it took to make me the healer that I am today. And it is that I've had to go through various experiences. I had to go through the experience of a divorce when I was 29. The kid's father then died at the age of 35. Gone through loss of jobs, gone through loss of material possessions, loss of a car, didn't have a car for 5 years, had to go through various relationship experiences that has been traumatic. I've gone through all kinds of abuse in the past. I've had to deal with a whole lot of issues on all kinds of levels. I had to master those because we don't necessarily get to have a joyful, blissful experience when you choose this work. You have to, I always say, Spirit keeps it real for me. I go to the depths of depression so that I know how depression feels like. And then when I help somebody, I can help them because I know how it feels and I know what it took to help me. Because I have to figure things out for myself. So it's the same with blockages. Sometimes we feel blocked and we're not sure what blocks us or what causes the blocks, but it's what needs to be released. Lots of people, especially when you're depressed, you don't know, you hear the Queen phrase, just raise your vibration. And people don't necessarily know how to raise their vibration. They think it's for other people, or don't tell me to do this now, I am depressed. And they say that women get depressed when they don't feel loved. And men get depressed when they don't feel power. So when you tend to lose your power or feel powerless, then you tend to just go in the depths of depression. And it could be losing a job, it could be losing whatever. I can remember a few years ago when I lost my car. It was the last asset that I owned, and it took me to have a zero on my, I want to say balance sheet, asset and liabilities. I had zero assets. The last of my assets was taken away, to realize what my true worth was, because our worth is never attached to the items that we own. It is who we are. So sometimes life takes us through journeys, difficult journeys, because they say this earth is not for sissies. And it is not. You have to be brave, and you have to be so many things, especially as a mom. A single mom raising 2 children. You have to wear so many hats as being the provider, the nurturer, the carer, the everything. And then your children leave the nest, and then you go through empty nest syndrome, and then you go through menopause, and then you have to navigate all those emotions, and then you have to go through so many changes. So what I help to do is help other people help themselves. So I don't necessarily, I'm not one of those healers that you come for and you get told your fortune, or I do things for you. No. I am there to illuminate, to enlighten, to bring awareness, to bring awakening, to raise vibrations, to clear blockages, clear chakras, clear mindsets, if there's money blocks or anything like that. If there's health issues, if there's relationship issues, if there's life issues, I'm the spiritual coach. I help people grow, develop, especially spiritual growth and development. So I help them and give them the tools to know how to navigate through this life, how to play this game of life, and how to do it best. So it is to just see what it is that the person needs. I most of the time just do start off a session with a consultation. So I hear their stories, and I then start asking questions. Then through listening to the story, and there's a lot of people that just need somebody to hold space for them, just to listen. And it's amazing what comes out in a session. It's people open up, and sometimes it's the first time that they hear themselves. It's the first time that they hear what's going on the inside, because we tend to just walk around with stories in our head about how life is, or how disappointed we are, or how this person is a lot, play the blame game. But it is to change that, and we can't when we just by ourselves, because we believe our stories, we believe the limitations that we are in, or the restrictions that we have, or there's a lot of people that believe the curses that gets placed on them, or the how they get stopped and blocked, and the powers that others have over their lives, and they're not standing in their power, they're not claiming responsibility for themselves, for their lives and their future, and we can change that. So yeah, I'm just going to open up the forum. If there's anybody that has questions or would like me to talk about something, then I can. Else I'll just continue sharing my healing journey. So a lot of times people, it takes them a while to gather up the courage or the guts to come for a session, because it's unexpected. They don't know what to expect. And I don't have, my healing offers isn't a sort of one size fits all. I don't just do Reiki and I go woo woo woo. People come in and out, and it's like a factory, and at short sessions, and it's just mass production. No, I do quality. So I take my time. My sessions are 2 hours, and I'm guided by spirit in what I am to do. For some it might be chakra balancing, for some it might be past life regression, for some it might be just spiritual counselling, teaching them various life skills and tools that one should actually be taught at school. These things should not be strange or foreign. I've had people that come here and said, oh wow, I've never experienced something like that before. Or some men will say, if only somebody explained that to me a long time ago, because there's certain things that everybody should just know. And sometimes people think, no, I need like an activation, or I need this, and they underestimate the power of chakra balancing. I've had various experiences with various people. I've been doing this now for about 14 years nonstop, full time. And one of the experiences was a couple from the South Coast. The lady phoned me up and said, since Monday, my husband has gone lame and he can't walk. We've taken him for CAT scans, MRI scans, all these things. And the doctors keep on saying, but there's no medical reason why he can't walk. Can you help him? So I connected with my guides. I asked, can I help him? I get yes. And I don't necessarily know what I'm going to do, because all my sessions are guided by spirit. So if they say yes, then I know I can. So she brought him there with a wheelchair, sat him down, and asked him to tell me his story. And he had a terrific childhood, horrible. And the one bad event it just went from bad to worse and just spiraled out of control. I then connected with spirit and I asked her, so what must I do for him? And I got chakra balancing. I spent 3 hours just on his base chakra. Now this is was a big gentleman. I don't think he's ever cried in his life, and he sobbed for 3 hours as I guided him to just release all the trauma and abuse that he's been through. In that session, his right leg just twitched. I asked my guides, when does he need to be back? I got in 3 days' time. I told them, he needs to be back in 3 days' time. He came back and did his other cleared all the emotions from his other chakras. He cried for about 3 hours non-stop. It was a powerful release. It was so big. At that time, he came with crutches. I asked her, when does he need to come back? They said in 3 days' time. He came back in 3 days' time. He walked in, no problem. And I did an activation for him. And since then, I never seen him again. He was, as they say, fighting fit. So sometimes there's various things that is appropriate for clients. He actually said that he was so down and out, and he was so depressed, and he thought if he's going to be lame for the rest of his life. He had his suicide note ready next to the bed. He had his gun. If I didn't help him, he would have committed suicide. And there's lots of people that sort of, after they've tried either psychiatrist, psychologist, this or that, or some have been to other healers or whatever, it's a sort of the last resort. And then they think, oh wow, I don't know why I didn't come a long time ago already, because I so needed you. I so needed to hear this. I so needed to see this. I so needed to understand this. It's like when I talk and I explain things or people to themselves, because most of people don't know themselves. You can just see the light bulbs going on, just the twinkle in their eyes. I took a lady through a money block illumination session where she didn't understand where her money blocks was, because you would go on these look at these memes and they say, if you say these positive affirmations, if you believe this, then your abundance will flow, and then you do it and then nothing happens. But it's because that there's blocks that you're unaware of, your own psychological blocks, emotional blocks, mental blocks. So in those sessions, I just ask the right questions, and that people just write down what comes up. And I mean, it's shocking what one truly believes, not what you want to believe, but what you truly believe. And then I teach tools how to clear it emotionally, mentally, and give the techniques. And afterwards, she went to the bathroom and came out, and she says, I look so different. And one does. It's like when you shift, and I can feel the shifts in my body when a person shifts. So I know when things happen. And it's amazing because it's just a wonderful experience to see the changes from a person before session to after session is like chalk and cheese. It's just it's amazing. Another time I had a client, her son was in school, and he kept on having these nightmares that he is going to die. And those days he didn't want to go to school. She then picked up that it must be a past life issue, so she brought him to me. And I connected with him, and I said, okay. I asked my guides, what do I need to do? And it was a past life regression. And laid him on the bed, and I said, okay, so take me back to your dream. Explain to me everything that you get to see and experience. And he said he's he's an old man. He's washing the dishes. He looks through the window. He sees the sun is going to set. He goes out. He goes and sits on a bench. A dog sits next to him. He feels he becomes cold, and he dies. And I think, okay, because and that's why I call myself the portal of alchemy, because I open up the portal and connect people so they get to experience everything firsthand for themselves. I just ask the questions. I just guide. I'm just a guide through all kinds of processes. I then asked his guides to show him another picture. He's standing on a beach. He's married. He's got a wife. They have a fight. She walks away. I said, okay, so show me another picture. Show him another picture back, old man dying alone on the bench. I call in his guides, he can see them. I say, okay, so what are you trying to tell him? And they said that so he's had a pattern in his lifetime, so where he would have fights with family, push them away, and then end up dying alone. So the days that he fights with his family, they give him that dream to remind him that in this lifetime, he said he's going to do it differently. He's going to make a difference. He's going to change. He's going to change that behavior. So sometimes we are, I'm going to say, traumatized by the dreams that we have, or the memories, or the experiences, or the feelings, or the phobias, or restrictions, and we don't know where they come from, or we don't know why they're there, or we don't know why things are happening to us. So we don't understand what's happening in our bodies, or what we're seeing, or what we're feeling. I've had a client that she kept on going to the doctor because she had this bad feeling in the pit of her stomach, and she would swallow cameras from above and so below, and everything to see what is going on there, because she can feel some things not right there, but not understanding what it is. And the doctors kept on saying, there's nothing wrong with you, there's nothing. And so she came to me. And her solar plexus chakra was just shot. It was just in such a bad state. And after I did a healing for her, she said, oh, wow, that feeling is gone now. that feeling is different. I've had people that have been totally connected with spirit and then gone through traumatic experiences and then lost it all, or would just see the lower dimensions and scary stuff and whatever. And one lady said, I used to see fairies and I used to see angels and I used to be able to connect, but now I just sort of see all the dead people and I don't know what's going on. And after an activation, I just raised the vibrational frequency, and then she saw all that she saw, the angels and the fairies, and she was connected again. So it's depending on which frequency we are, we tend to see what's on that level. And that's why most of my work is just to help raise people's vibrational frequencies. I've had a lady that came to me for that's after a breakup of a relationship of 10 years. And the first session that we did was a chakra balancing. And she felt much better, told her that she needs to come for a follow-up in a month's time. And she did. And as I connected and I asked Spirit, okay, so what is it that I need to do for her today? I got a past life regression. And I thought, okay, I'm not sure if she believes that she's lived more than one life. I thought she was religious. And I have people from all religious affiliations that comes and see me, Sufi masters to Catholics to from all walks of life. I believe in one unity consciousness. I believe in God. I believe in all the ascended masters. I believe in Jesus. I believe in all the masters that have walked on this earth plane. So I'm not just restricted by one. I have a broad spectrum of all and the appropriateness and how they all fit in. In any case, so I thought, okay, so I'm just going to tell her. So I said, also, does she know she's lived more than one life? No. I said, I just gently explained the cycle of our soul to her. And I said that it's, I'm guided that I need to do a past life regression for her because the answers and the healing needs to take place there. And so she allowed me and went in, took her in, and the first image that she saw was holding a stillborn baby. And I thought, okay, that's strange for what we were talking about. And then call forth the soul of the child to make a connection with her, and the little boy was standing in front of her, and he said, I didn't need this life experience. I was just lent to you for this period. But you would have made a very good mom. You have very good mothering skills. But we signed up for this, and I was just lent to you for a short period of time. And that's all I needed to experience. Then healed the issues between the child and her, connected their hearts again, and there was peace. Afterwards, we sat down and I said, okay. And she said, well, there's something that I haven't told you. And I said, what? And she said, in this relationship, I've had 3 abortions. So this fear that was so deep-seated in her of children or raising children or not being a good mother was so deep-seated. It came from that lifetime. And because of that, it has caused her to take these actions. And I thought, oh, wow, Spirit always guides me in ways that I'm not initially conscious of what the issue is, but it always comes out, and we always address that, and then deep-seated healing takes place. Even a lady that had money issues, she couldn't understand why it's not shifting for her. We did a past life regression, and she got to see the lifetimes where she didn't have money and where she had money, and what she did when she was in power, and the shame and the guilt and the repulsion that she then built against money was so evident. And then we cleared and healed it on those levels. And the same with all kinds. Sometimes it's a health issue. Sometimes it's mental issues, emotional issues. It's just there's always help. There's always a different way. There's always changes available to all of us. And it's like sometimes. It's like when you go to McDonald's, McDonald's is not a good example. Okay, so when you go to any restaurant, you more or less know what you're going to order. You look at the menu and you say, okay, I want that. And I guess that's why people sometimes don't know what they need, because they don't know what I know. They don't know what I can do. And best to explain it is like, whatever it is that you need, your soul guides me, spirit guides me, God guides me. And we address what is the most important, the most relevant for the shift. I've seen so many people that have been anxious and terrified, petrified, living in fear, living in the restrictions of their own creation, and then being liberated, being free, being courageous, standing in their power, being powerful, because we can be powerful in a loving and kind way. But sometimes there's something that prevents us from doing that which is important, those things that we need to do that is life-changing. So, yeah. Is there any questions? Anybody listening now? Any questions? Anything that you would like to ask? Anything that you would like to know? I'm just going to wait a minute before I close off. Well, I just want to say thank you for those that have joined. Thank you for those that have come for sessions. What I find amazing is as soon as one family member comes, then they send their spouse, then they send their children, then they send their friends, because just how it opens one up, and I'm going to say let all the good. Sometimes people say they know that life should be different, or they know that there's more to them than just what they've lived, but they don't know how to access those good parts, those courageous parts, or those brave parts, those liberated parts, those because we tend to, some people, they tend to become people pleasers, and what I find, if you people pleasing, you're not pleasing yourself, and you end up being in pieces, so there's a lot that can be said and done. And whenever anybody is ready to come for a session, I do sessions either on WhatsApp video calls or on Zoom. or I'm physically available in Pinetown. Sometimes I go to Joburg, sometimes I go to Cape Town, and sometimes I go to PE. So wherever there's a need, I always show up. Okay. Thank you for listening, and I wish you all the magical day. Bye for now.